time. The NFL schedules have arrived. We will have all of them for you right here. The season kicks off with one of the best rivalries in sports. The Cowboys visit the Super Bowl champion Eagles on Thursday night. A lot to come on that game, what you can expect from our analysts here. And then on Friday night, the Chiefs and Chargers will kick it off in Sao Paulo, Brazil, an already important game for Patrick Mahomes and the AFC champs. This is all just week one, you guys. On Sunday, you can expect Lamar Jackson and the Ravens going to Buffalo. They'll, of course, face the Josh Allen and those Bills. Sunday Night Football. That's how week one is almost coming to an end. And our Monday Night Football opener will be the debut of J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings, taking on Caleb Williams in Chicago. What a game. That, of course, on ESPN ABC. Welcome to this SportsCenter special presented by Nationwide. We're so glad to be with you tonight. This is one of those nights that whether you're like a really nerdy fan or you're not as nerdy, you can still get excited for your team, right? And what we have coming your way. We're glad to be with you. We got Dan Orlovsky, Riddick, Peter Schrager, Adam Schefter with us for the next 2 hours as we dive into an extensive look at the 2025 schedule release. You guys, I need a little more enthusiasm. Okay, come on. This is
let's go.
Thank you, Adam. Those were only a few of the week one games. This is the full week one schedule, as you can see. Let's talk about the ones that you're most looking forward to. Dan, start us off. What sticks out to you?
Oh, my. J.J. McCarthy, first game. We're going to go on the road to a division rival. And then, like, Caleb Williams, defense, Minnesota, Brian Flores, the chaos. That is going to be we are going to have so much to talk about after that game happens.
Look, division rivals, week one. I mean, there's no better rivalry than the Cowboys going to the Philadelphia Eagles to kick it off on Thursday Night Football. What's the new Cowboy offense look like? Is it as explosive as people think it's going to be with George Pickens? With the Eagles, all the people that they lost.
You think the Philly fans are excited to have the Cowboys and their fans watch them raise the World Championship banner?
I'm going to say no.
How about the Jets hosting the Steelers? Is Aaron Rodgers starting his first game as a Steeler in the same stadium he's played in the last couple years?
Wild.
Also, the NFL thinks a lot about the Jets. They got 2 primetime games this year. They're telling you you're going to stink, guys. So let's see what you got. Let's go.
Hey, how about Cam Ward? First NFL start in Denver against the Broncos at altitude. That is not going to be an easy welcome to the NFL moment for Cam Ward.
Again, that is just how the season starts, right? That's week one. But there's so much more to get excited about. And again, we will be showing you all of these. We're going to go individually, organization by organization. But immediately off the bat, what is your favorite game that you're most excited for, Dan, that you've already seen?
I go to week 11, and I go Detroit, Philadelphia. I mean, line of scrimmage football teams. This is 2 of the best offensive lines in football, 2 of the best run games in football, 2 of the most electric and dynamic and big playmaking backs in all of football with Jahmyr Gibbs and Saquon Barkley. There's tight ends and pass catchers galore. There are 2 teams that are vying legitimately for Super Bowls. Detroit, Philadelphia, week 11.
I covered Brady Manning for all those years. I have to feel like Mahomes Allen is taking that mantle in the AFC over the last decade. And here we go again. Week 9, Chiefs at Bills. You know the narrative. The Bills can always get the best of the Chiefs in the regular season, but in the playoffs, it ends up being Kansas City's time. That said, Kansas City would love to get these guys one more time, especially in Buffalo. Chiefs, Bills, let's go.
Yeah, it's week 6 for me. It's Bears, Commanders. Look, this is the future. This is the future of the league right here. This is Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. Now in 2025, Bears fans can really get a look at their young quarterback and say, okay, did we make the right choice and drafted him number 1 overall? Or does Jaden Daniels continue to separate himself from all the rest of the signal callers? The Chicago Bears it's an embarrassment of riches on the offensive side of the ball, headed up by Ben Johnson.
How about week 1? We know that Justin Fields is going to be going up against his former Steelers team. But to add a little spice, it could be Aaron Rodgers going up against his former Jets team. We know we get Fields versus the Steelers. Good possibility we get Rodgers versus the Steelers. And this would be quite a way for Aaron Glenn to make his New York Jets head coaching debut against Mike Tomlin and potentially Aaron Rodgers.
How did none of you say Ravens at Chiefs week 4? Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, it's always an incredible matchup, but I think there's even more pressure on both sides, even though this is super early in the season. You think about the Ravens, they didn't get it done last season. When are they ever going to and get over that hump and finally get to the Super Bowl, maybe win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, of course, fall short of the three-peat. We'll see those two teams matched up early, two of the great young quarterbacks in this league. Now, a lot of our games all season that we're excited about, but the ones that we're most excited about are our Monday Night Football games. Now, that schedule, of course, fully released, so we are going to welcome, oh, there's the music. That's just for you, Troy. That's your welcome music right there. You know it well. Troy Aikman, of course, in the booth with Joe Buck. He brings so much to Monday nights, and we're going to run through this schedule with you, Troy.
I think the best part of the fact is that it's a divisional game, and I think that with J.J. McCarthy coming back for the Vikings, I think things are in place for the Vikings to be able to do some special stuff if they can recapture the magic that they had last year. And is J.J. McCarthy going to be the guy? But Caleb Williams and the Bears right now, big offseason, did a lot of really good things. Caleb with a year under his belt, of course, Ben Johnson calling the plays. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have. Dennis Allen is the defensive coordinator, and so I think a lot of people are excited about the Bears. I certainly am for Caleb Williams in year 2 and then the moves that they made this offseason. But it's a great way to wrap up week 1 for sure.
Yeah, I love it. We're just gonna keep going through month by month here. Okay, so let's look at October, Troy, and tell me what you like about the month of October on Monday Night Football.
Well, I think you look at the game with Washington and going to Kansas City. I heard you guys talking about Jaden Daniels and, of course, the year that he had last year. I was so excited for him and the season that he had, and really the entire Washington team. And the enthusiasm that organization has now going into year 2, just to see whether or not they can continue. Kansas City is going to be Kansas City. To play there at Arrowhead is obviously a difficult place to play, but Jaden Daniels played in some difficult places last year as a rookie, and he passed those tests. So I'm excited for that team and what they're able to do, and I think that's going to be a great matchup there week 6, or week 8, I guess it is.
Yeah, in November, you got the Eagles-Packers playoff rematch. We'll show you some of these games in November that we'll be looking forward to. When you look at November, Troy, and of course, this is when it really starts to get intense in the NFL schedule for some of these teams. It can be a little bit more make or break. What are you most looking forward to then?
Well, it's the game that we announced the other day, is the Eagles going to Green Bay. I think that's, as you mentioned, teams begin to separate themselves at that time of the year, and these two teams being playoff teams last year, and then, of course, the Eagles winning the Super Bowl and beating Green Bay in the wild card round last year. I just think it makes for a good matchup as we talk right now, and by all indications, they'll be there at the end of the season or at the end of this year as well, with a chance to get into the postseason and what that game might mean for playoff seeding. So, big matchup there in week 10.
Yeah, Troy, I mean, I got Peter Schrager here on the desk. I know there's a tush-push inside element to that game. You brought it up astutely on GMA. I'm wondering if you can educate people on that little element, that storyline, that game week 10.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if Schrager knows this or not, but, you know, it was the Packers that actually were opposing the tush-push, and whether or not that ultimately gets banned is going to be interesting to see. Is there going to be a grudge match if it does get banned? And even if it doesn't, you know, I doubt it. But you know, it makes for good fodder right now as we talk about it in May.
I was just saying, I mean, you and Joe are going to be up there in the open of Monday Night Football talking the tush push to get us started on the game, right?
That's the open.
Yeah, well. Whatever it takes, Laura. I mean, you know that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Troy, talk about the tush push, though, because I feel like this is something that you're passionate about. Are you for the tush push or are you against the tush push? Where does an old school Hall of Fame legend like this at?
You misread me, Schrager. I'm really not that passionate about it. I think I'd like to see it stay in. I think they've done a great job with it. Other teams have tried to emulate it. It hasn't happened. I understand if there is concern about a safety element, so however it's ruled, I guess is fine with me. I didn't even run a quarterback sneak for the first 7 years of my career. We didn't even have it in the playbook, and so I'm not necessarily a big fan of it. And nor is Patrick Mahomes, for that matter.
Yeah, good point. All right, Troy, you're going to take us through December here. Eagles-Chargers, Week 14. You guys did go back-to-back in the early 90s, right? You know how to do that, but how hard will it be for the Eagles to do something like that based on the team they have this year?
Well, I do think that when you've won the Super Bowl, you all talked about it a little bit in the Week 1 matchup with them and the Cowboys. A great early game, but there's an enthusiasm and an excitement, I think, that carries you into the following year. So I expect the Eagles to get off to a big start, and then they just manipulate the roster. Howie Roseman does such an amazing job that unless injuries set in, I just can't imagine this team, as talented as they are, not being in the hunt with a chance for home field advantage and all that goes with that into December. But you know, we look at our matchups. I know we're talking about Monday Night Football and what that might mean. And, you know, I'm hopeful that some of these games look better in December than they do right now in May. So, but time will tell. We'll see.
Troy, I mean, it's well said. Now, I did already see that you picked your Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. I know you were real serious about that.
People tend to get excited and overreact to everything these days, which
man.
you get kind of used to. I was half joking because Michael Strahan was in the studio, but I do think this. I do believe. Now, I understand the Eagles, you know, they're the cream of the crop. Washington, I believe they'll be better. But I do think Dallas, I think they've been flying under the radar a little bit this offseason, and rightfully so. They don't deserve a lot of talk at this point. But I do believe that they're going to be, not just because they were injured last year, I think they're going to be a better football team this year, and I think they may surprise some people. I mean, I know in Dallas there's always talk about a Super Bowl, and who knows? I mean, it's been a while, as we know. But I do think they're going to contend and be stronger than they've probably gotten credit up to this point.
Yeah, 1995. You know it well, Troy. You were there and had a big part in it, right? All right, thanks so much. Troy Aikman, part of that Monday Night Football booth, the Hall of Famer. We appreciate you joining us here to get us started on we got a 2-hour schedule release show here, Troy. I know you're going to stay tuned for the whole
stay for the 2 hours if you
2
want.
hours. You've got an hour and 55 minutes left, huh? I mean, is that what you got?
You helped us out.
There's a lot of games to go over, Troy. A lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's appointment
Well, good luck.
viewing.
I'll be watching.
I have a feeling you won't be. But Troy, we appreciate you so much, and we'll see you soon.